how's it going? My name's John McLennan. I hope you're doing fantastic, and I'm here with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. And today's lesson is on a song called Walk This Way by the classic band Aerosmith. And Joe Perry and Brad Whitford are on guitars, and really this is just epic rock playing. So click the link below so you can get the tab that goes along with this video lesson. We're going to break it all down for you. I'm going to show you that main riff. Then we're going to jump into this funky rhythm, kind of bluesy rhythm part that goes in the verse, and then how to play the chorus, and even get into the first solo. So let's zoom in and break it down. Here we go. Start with an open A string, the 5th string. And then walk up chromatically, meaning in half steps. 0, 1, 2. And I would recommend using these fingers, just the first finger to the second finger. And then you kind of roll your fingers, see how I popped it down like that, to the next string and play the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So it's 1, E, and Okay, 1, E, and And then you do a rest on the 2nd beat, a 16th note rest, and you do the same thing again. 2, E, and 3. So it's 1, E, and 2, E, and 3. And then you tag it with the low E string. And what I'm doing with the picking is down, up for the first beat, 1, E, and they're 16th notes, so I'm just alternating my picking. Down, up, and then the next beat is a rest, and I come in on the E, 1 E, and of the 2nd beat, so I'm going to do that on an upstroke. So it's the picking in fact is this, down, up, up, down, down. Actually, I think on the last one I do 2 down, so down, down. So it'd be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2. And that picking pattern is related to the time. You know, it's like with my foot, 1 E, and the strong beats are always down strokes, and the weak beats are up. Okay, so that's the first measure. So 1 E and 2 E and 3, and then you rest. And then the second measure does the same thing until here. Then you come up to the 3rd fret on the 6th string, do a little pull off from 3 to 0, and then play the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And that note's kind of staccato, so so here's the whole riff slowly. And it's rock and roll, so there's a lot of like what I call clicks, which are just muted strings. Kind of in between, you'll hear him do that. So you can experiment with that, and just, in those rests you can put a click, or a muted, and I'm just coming across the strings here, going down and getting a cool kind of percussive sound. How epic is that, right? The first rock riff. Now let's jump into the rhythm part of the verse. After we come out of that main riff, that's really, you know, it's kind of like an A power chord, open 5th string, and I just use my first finger and play here 2, 2. It's like 0, 2, 2. And then we go into this rhythm pattern, and this part's a little bit tricky. It sounds like it's doubled on the recording, one guitar in each speaker, left and right. And this is how I play it. So it's up here to the 8th and 10th fret, here at power chord C5. And again, you can click on the link for the tabs. It'll really help kind of explain this, but I'll break it down beat by beat here. Let me play it slow first. So the first beat is 1 E and I'm really going 3 here on the 6th string at the 8th fret, 1 E and then that last note is at 10 on the 5th string, 10th fret. And I'm palm muting all of this, so my palm is placed right here where the string and the saddle piece come together. So 1 E and it's the first beat. Just do that slow. 1 E and okay, then that note stays sustained, the 10th fret, and the second beat goes to E and so it's 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and it's really kind of based off this old rock and roll pattern where that kind of rhythm pattern. Okay, third beat goes, and what I'm doing there now is I'm taking my third finger and laying it flat to get an octave. So I'm going to play A, 10, and then back to the 5th string, 10th fret. So it's, so let me play the first 3 beats. And then 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and the last beat would go, and that's reaching my pinky all the way up to 13, 13, 10, 12, 10, dee da da da, dee da da da, dee da da, dee da da da. It's just played with so much kind of swag, and some of the notes get choked out sometimes, and it's just rock and roll. Turn up the distortion a little. And then you come out of that into an A chord, and then you're back to the main riff. Nice work. So out of that verse, we launch into the chorus, and it's a similar part, but it changes up just a little bit. Here we go. Next up, we've got the chorus, and this again continues that blues sort of rhythm pattern. And there's a few guitars layered, but what I've done is try to combine them. And if I was in the band or whatever and there was just one guitarist and he had to play both parts, this is what I'd play. So So that's the first measure of the chorus, and what I'm doing is playing a C5, 8, and 10, and then I'm reaching out my pinky and putting it on 12, and then going again to 13, so it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, and then this is probably another overdub guitar, so one guy's probably just going like this. And then another guy's doing these kind of stabs on top, so it's that part. So what it really is just 8 here with your first finger, and then 10, so 8 on the third string, 10 on the second string. And the trick is dampening all the other strings, you know, so that you can really strum it and not get, you know, all the notes ringing open. You want it tight. Then you move down one string. Same thing, 8, 10, but I've just relocated. And then this. So if I alternate those, it'd be, the chorus would sound like this. Then you're into that solo. So that should get you through all the main parts of the song. And then there's a lot of ad-libbing, guitar solos on top of those other parts. So let me break down the first guitar solo for you, and this is out of the chorus. You know, so walk this way. It's right after that part where he goes, just give me a kiss. So what's going on there is I'm kind of doing, I guess it's a half-step bend on the 11th fret. Or just kind of a blues bend, you know, I'm not really thinking about how far I'm going, I'm just more or less trying to get a sound. And he's kind of progressively going up, and then he chokes it off, so there's a little rest. And then you do this trill between 8 and 11. And that's a hammer pull, 11, 8, back to 11, with a full step bend. Then you're going to descend down, 8, 11, 8, 11, 10, 8, 10, 10, 10, bend on 10, 8, and then there I use my second finger on 10, and then I grab with my third finger 10 on the second string, give a half step bend, so what that is after that half step bend, 10, then you go 8, 10, 8, 11, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11 bend on the second string. So and what's happening underneath is that rhythm pattern on C that we talked about earlier. So, and you can see most of that solo is coming out of a blues sort of pentatonic-y sound right there at the 8th fret. Alright, well I really hope this lesson helps get you better at guitar and inspires you to keep playing. For more information, you can click on the annotation on the screen or the iCard if you're on mobile, and check out one of my courses. I've got a lot of courses out for guitarcontrol.com. There's a lot of great material you can dive into. Alright, well thanks so much. I'm John McLennan, and I'll see you in the next video lesson.